you for clicking on this video. For those of you who haven't been here before, hi, I am Elnaz, entrepreneur and CEO of multi-million-dollar company ROYBI. Now, as someone who builds companies from the ground up, I definitely know a thing or two about saving money. Saving up money is challenging itself, but when you're trying to do it on a low income, everything just looks impossible. No one really teaches us how to be an adult, but the habit of saving the right amount of money is one you thank yourself for later. So if you find yourself struggling with developing that habit, you are in the right place. These tips would help you reach your saving goals a whole lot faster. So let's get started. Build a customized budget for yourself. All those budgeting apps on the Play Store, make use of them, guys. What really makes you careless about the ways you spend your money is when you don't have a definite plan to stick to. Anything and everything would be a source of distraction, and you'd often end up giving into your impulses. The simplest way out is to devise a budget that works for you. It sounds a bit complicated at first, and you might not want to go through the unnecessary trouble, but it is a tried and tested way to help you build your savings. Instead of aimlessly saving whatever is left over each month, you can include your savings goals in your budget plan. There is free money out there. Take advantage of it. There is no shame in admitting you are not well off. In fact, if you are struggling with your finances, you should be willing to let people help you out. There is nothing wrong with letting your guard down. If you come from a family of low income, you might qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit. According to the IRS website, the EITC can be a large refund on your taxes, helping you keep more of what you earn. Sometimes the amount might even be as much as a few $1,000s. So yeah, take advantage of it while you can. Also, consider looking into a 401k at work and see if your company matches up to a certain percentage of your contribution. If they do, start saving up as much as possible at the earliest. This is pretty much free money, and you'd be glad you saved up this amount towards retirement. This video is sponsored by Cashless Capital. If you are looking to make extra money, you can learn about investing in cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies. To become a master, Cashless Capital has released a guidebook, ad and scam free, so you can start your journey. You'll get 50% off when you get the guide through this video. The link is in the description below. Don't limit yourself to your workplace. As I always say, start a side hustle. Cutting down costs actually works until you reach a point where you're just barely living. That's not right either. In such a scenario, consider diversifying your income by starting a side hustle for that extra cash. Along with your full-time job, getting a part-time one can provide another income source, thereby helping you reach your savings goals faster. You might run into the problem of overworking yourself. Working part-time is definitely easier said than done, and you do risk your physical health in the process. A lot of people end up tiring themselves out beyond their capacities, which results in long-term side effects. A smart alternative is to look for a side hustle that can be done right from the comfort of your own house. Firstly, figure out what you are good at doing. What is it about you that you can sell to the corporate market naturally? Freelance writing, data entry, and graphic design are some popular suggestions, and if you have a knack for either of those or something similar, definitely look into it in more detail. Save loose change. Loose change might not be a big deal if you are financially secure, but for someone with a low income, saving up all the extra coins and putting them into a tax-free savings account can be a lifesaver. Alternatively, you could also use a basic savings account. It's a simple and effortless way to start an emergency fund and enhance your budgeting skills. Some banks also offer rounding services, also known as round-up savings, on their debit card. Each transaction is rounded up to the next dollar, and the extra money, it automatically goes into a saving account for a bad day. An added bonus of rounding services is that it might help your expense tracking easier. Since you aren't tracking change on every transaction, you don't have to worry about the trivial details either. If you spend $19.75 on lunch, you'd be charged $20. The remaining 25 cents would go directly into your savings. This way, you don't have to make any drastic changes to your spending habits while still setting aside money for the future. Change to a no-fee bank or credit union. When money is tight, it's the perfect time to consider switching banks. And if your bank charges you monthly fees, that's definitely a sign you need to change it. It's true that the process of closing accounts and moving all your money to a new bank altogether can be a pretty time-consuming process. It is stressful, time-consuming, and you might not feel the need urgently. But over the long term, your budget would thank you if you can eliminate all the money you end up wasting on banks and their monthly fees. Most banks tend to have a free checking account, so why would you even pay for something when there are free alternatives available that are just as good, if not better? However, before you make any impulsive decisions, make sure to thoroughly check for any hidden fees in the bank's agreements. A careful review of their terms of service document would save a lot of time, money, and hassle in the future. Have any debt? Get rid of it ASAP. One of the most basic reasons why people struggle with saving money is credit card debt. If you happen to have a balance, it can cost you 3 or 4 figures in interest alone. Your best bet is to get out of that situation as a top priority. Before doing that, however, make sure you have an emergency fund in place. Once that's done, eliminating debt will help you ease your life and reach all your financial goals. You'll be thankful once it's out of the way and you can focus on the larger decisions in life, such as buying a home or arranging your children's college tuition. Maybe you'd also want to save up for your retirement when you are debt-free. Get rid of all the subscriptions that are draining your budget. These days, it's pretty challenging to buy clothes in a mall without anyone asking you for your email address. That's exactly where the problem lies. When your inbox is clogged with subject lines such as "Save 60% only until tomorrow," no one can blame you for not being able to resist. In fact, it's almost impractical to expect someone to dismiss all such promotions. However, if you always end up buying more than what you need at the end of the year and regret it later, you're spending a lot more of your budget. Advertisements would have you believe that you are spending less by investing money during a sale, but when you look at the bigger picture, you end up hoarding stuff you didn't even need to begin with. To give you some motivation, those sales would still be there once you've made it through your low-income days. For now, unsubscribe and free yourself from all unnecessary temptations. Have items that you no longer use? Sell them! Not only is this tip going to be a benefit to you, but it would also be super helpful to another individual who could make use of your belongings when you no longer need them. Most people these days are not reluctant to buy second-hand outfits and pre-used items as long as they look and feel good. And if we are honest, many of us have a lot more clothes than we actually need. Skim through your closet and look for items that you no longer wear often and organize a clearance sale. Of course, it doesn't essentially have to be on a large scale. That would end up costing a lot more money than what you'd make out of it, which would pretty much defeat the purpose. You could even simply use your social media to spread the word and you'd have plenty of customers from within your friend list. However, an important pro tip to note here is that this income is not to be spent on your daily activities. You know you already do fairly well on your current income, so why not save up whatever you make out of this for later? Start now. It's never about how drastic your steps are. At the end of the day, what matters most is consistency. Building wealth is a long-term commitment, and it's certainly not easy to save up a substantial amount of money when you're already struggling with a low income. Even then, you need to start with a small percentage every month. Don't buy into the lie that some people tell themselves where they claim they'll start saving up once they earn more money. It doesn't work that way, and if you are not already in the habit of doing so, starting later when you supposedly have more money will probably never happen. Sticking to small but consistent habits over time can yield remarkable results, and that is what's important. Now, if you are looking to make extra money, you can learn about investing in cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies. To become a master, Cashless Capital has released the guidebook Ad and Scam Free so you can start your journey. You'll get 50% off when you get the guide through this video. The link is in the description below. That's a wrap for this video. Which tip did you find the most helpful? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.